How is it possible for a vehicle to look nearly the same for 40 years and still be one of the most desired? Because some designs are timeless, and the Mercedes-AMG G63 is the strongest proof of that very truth. With the 2026 model year, this square box is back on stage, but this time, not just as an icon. It comes with a 585 horsepower V8 twin-turbo engine, active suspension technology, and a luxury philosophy inside that doesn't ask you battlefield or boardroom. This isn't an SUV, this is a statement. The Mercedes-AMG G63 says resistance to change when it comes to design language. But this isn't laziness, this is confidence. Because the square lines, flat glass, upright stance, and angles have remained the same since 1979, but the details have gotten sharper every year. When you look from the front, what greets you isn't just a simple grille. The AMG Panamericana grille, vertical chrome bars, and a shining star in the center. The LED headlights maintain their round shape, but matrix technology is hidden inside. And on the side, the classic protected headlight now functions as an LED daytime running light. Old and new in the same frame. The bulges on the hood aren't just design, they're real functional air channels, because the V8 engine draws the air it needs for cooling from here. And the side panels? Not steel anymore, now carbon fiber, but you don't notice, because the G63 chooses function over show. 22-inch AMG forged wheels, available in glossy black or matte titanium gray options. Brake discs, carbon ceramic. At the rear, quad exhaust outlets sit side by side. And notice, these exhausts aren't for sound, they're there for performance. The side profile of the G63 is almost like a vertical wall, but this vertical line makes the vehicle appear larger than it is. When you park, people look, but they don't ask. Because the G-Class requires no explanation, the sound you hear when you open the door is like a bank vault. Heavy, metal, solid, and the click it gives when you close the door sends you the message, this is a protected space. At first glance, the cabin is a collection of contrasts. In front of you, dual 12.3-inch screens stretch like a single glass surface. The MBUX system supports voice command and touch control, but right next to you, the door handles are still mechanical, because the G63 maintains physical connections despite technology. Leather seats, Napa covered, 12-way power adjustable, and with massage function. But what's truly striking is the stitching. The AMG logo is embossed on every seat, and when you touch it, every centimeter feels premium. The center console is covered in real aluminum or carbon fiber. The gear lever is short and thick because the G63 is a sport SUV, and the steering wheel, flat-bottomed, leather-wrapped, and marked with the AMG logo. The buttons aren't touch-sensitive, they're physical, because off-road, touchscreens don't work. The roof is panoramic glass, but this glass is electrochromic, meaning you can adjust its tone. The rear seats have heating and climate control. The center console is a massive armrest, and underneath, a refrigerator, because the G63 is ready for every scenario. This cabin tells you this: you can go anywhere, but wherever you go, you'll never compromise on comfort. The 2026 Mercedes-AMG G63 comes with a 4.0-liter V8 biturbo engine, 585 horsepower, 850 Newton-meters torque, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.4 seconds. And for an SUV, that's not just impressive. For a tank, it's an incredible number. When you start the engine, the first thing you hear is the V8 sound. Deep, rich, almost a low-frequency rumble. But this sound isn't aggressive, it's authoritative. It tells you, power is here, but control is yours. The AMG Speed Shift TCT 9-speed transmission doesn't let you feel the gear changes, but if you want to feel them, you can switch to manual mode and use the paddle shifters. And with each gear change, the pop from the exhaust gives you feedback. The most surprising thing about the G63's driving experience is how such a large and heavy vehicle can be this agile. Thanks to the active AMG ride control suspension, body roll in corners is minimal, but at the same time, comfort is maintained on rough roads. Because the system adjusts each wheel independently, all-wheel drive is standard. 3 differential locks are also standard, so this vehicle gives you the same confidence in sand, mud, or rock. And notice, the G63 was designed as an off-road vehicle. Driving in the city is just a bonus. The brakes are carbon ceramic. Stopping distance from 100 kilometers per hour to 0 is 35 meters. But what's truly impressive is the feel of the brake pedal, because you can feel millimetrically how much you're pressing. The Mercedes-AMG G63 takes a two-faced approach when it comes to technology. On one hand, the most current systems. On the other hand, mechanical reliability. The MBUX system can be controlled with voice commands. When you say, "Hey Mercedes, activate off-road mode," the vehicle activates the differential locks and raises the suspension. But at the same time, there are also physical buttons inside the cabin, because some commands shouldn't be given from a touchscreen. The 360-degree camera system is active not just for parking, also off-road. The camera's underside view shows you what's under the wheels, because the G63 is tested on dirt, not concrete. Burmester 3D surround sound system, 15 speakers, 590 watts. But sound quality isn't just for music. It can also bring the exhaust sound into the cabin more clearly, because AMG sees the engine's sound as part of the experience. The head-up display shows speed, navigation, and off-road data, incline angle, differential status, engine temperature, because the G63 provides information in the field as much as in the city, and adaptive cruise control. But notice, this system is less intrusive in the G63 than in other Mercedes models, because G63 drivers don't want to give up control. Is the Mercedes-AMG G63 a status symbol? Yes, but that's only part of the story. This vehicle appeals to those who can move with the same confidence both in the city center and on off-road courses. To those who define luxury not as comfort, but as durability. To those who measure performance as capability, not speed. The G63 can be a business vehicle, an adventure vehicle too, a family vehicle too, because this vehicle doesn't change according to your role. You adapt to it. And remember, the G-Class was born as a military vehicle. Today, it's one of the most luxurious SUVs, but its essence is still the same. Durability, reliability, and the ability to move in all conditions. The 2026 Mercedes-AMG G63 isn't the future. It's the modern version of tradition, and some traditions should never change. Write in the comments which model you like. And don't forget to like my channel and subscribe. Take care.